the quiet sea of the universe, where light itself hesitates, there are places that seem to defy existence. They are called black holes, and tonight, we drift toward them together. Imagine the stars you see above you. Each one burns for millions, sometimes billions of years. But even stars must rest. When the most massive ones reach the end of their lives, they collapse, their gravity folding in upon itself until nothing can escape, not even light. This is the birth of a black hole, an object so dense that space curves around it completely, like a blanket pulled tight. Astronomers call the edge of no return the event horizon. It's not a wall or a surface. It's simply the place where gravity becomes inescapable. If you crossed it, time and space would trade roles. Forward becomes downward, and all paths lead inward. But from far away, a black hole can be almost silent, invisible. We only know it's there when it tugs on nearby stars, or when its gravity heats surrounding gas until it glows in X-rays and light. The first black hole ever discovered was called Cygnus X1. It lies more than 6,000 light-years away, quietly feeding on a companion star. When astronomers found it in the 1960s, they realized that Einstein's wild equations were right. The universe could really fold space into a cosmic abyss. There are small black holes, only a few times heavier than our sun, and giants that sit in the hearts of galaxies, weighing millions, even billions of suns. Ours is called Sagittarius A star, and it rests at the center of the Milky Way. If you could somehow hover near it, it would look like a dark sphere encircled by a golden ring of swirling gas and starlight. Every galaxy we've ever looked at seems to have one. These supermassive black holes might shape galaxies themselves, guiding where stars are born and how they move. Yet despite their size, black holes are astonishingly small compared to their mass. If our sun were compressed into a black hole, it would be only about 3 kilometers wide, all that light, warmth, and life reduced to a pinprick of shadow. Physicists describe the center as a singularity, a point of infinite density where the laws of physics lose their meaning. We don't know what truly happens there. Perhaps the fabric of reality folds into something new, or maybe the singularity never truly forms, hidden by quantum mysteries we haven't yet solved. When Stephen Hawking studied black holes, he found something surprising. They aren't entirely black. Quantum effects cause them to emit faint radiation, a gentle whisper of energy escaping the void. Over unimaginable time, this Hawking radiation could make black holes slowly fade away. Even the darkest places in the universe are not eternal. Black holes also stretch time itself. Near the event horizon, time moves slower. A minute for you could be an eternity for someone far away. If you could watch a friend fall toward the horizon, they would appear to freeze in place, fading to red, never quite crossing, at least in your perception. To the falling traveler, however, everything would seem normal. They would drift inward, calmly, as the outside universe sped up beyond comprehension. There are even stranger ideas. Wormholes, perhaps. Tunnels that connect one black hole to another. They remain unproven, but in equations, they shimmer like possibilities. Perhaps the cosmos folds back on itself, creating secret bridges of space and time. Astronomers once thought black holes were rare, but now we know they are everywhere. Hundreds, thousands, maybe billions wander through galaxies like cosmic ghosts. Some may even drift through the empty reaches between stars, invisible and silent. And if one passed through our solar system, you wouldn't see it at all. You'd only feel its gravity, tugging gently, like a ripple in a pond. Black holes can merge too. When two spiral around each other, they send waves through the fabric of space, gravitational waves, ripples that stretch and squeeze reality itself. We first detected them in 2015, a century after Einstein predicted them. For a moment, the universe rang like a bell, and we heard it. Even now, those waves pass through you every day. Tiny shifts, smaller than the width of an atom, whispering of cataclysmic dances billions of light years away. And yet, these dark objects are not monsters. They are natural outcomes of gravity and time. In their presence, we are reminded that creation and destruction are part of the same cosmic breath. So, as you breathe slowly now, imagine drifting near the edge of one, A horizon that is not a wall, but a promise. A place where light pauses, where time itself takes a rest. The stars around it shimmer like diamonds, their light bending gracefully into arcs. Space hums, softly, and the deeper you drift, the quieter the universe becomes. Time does not flow the same near a black hole. It stretches, it slows, it clings to gravity like mist to a mountain. If you floated close to the event horizon, you would feel time thinning around you. Your heart would beat slower, your voice would drift longer, and the outside universe would seem to race ahead. To someone watching from far away, you would appear to stop at the edge, frozen in red light, fading slowly from view. But from your perspective, you would continue falling, calmly, quietly, never noticing the precise moment you crossed the horizon. It's one of the strangest truths in physics. Every black hole distorts time itself. The deeper the gravity, the slower the clock. In their presence, seconds can stretch into centuries. Astronauts once imagined visiting one, circling just above the event horizon where time crawls. If they returned, they might find that thousands of years had passed for everyone else. In a sense, black holes are time machines, though one way only. You can go forward, but never back. And yet, despite their mystery, black holes are surprisingly simple. They can be described by just three things: mass, spin, and charge. Everything else, the details of the stars that formed them, their composition, their shape, is lost. This is known as the no-hair theorem. A black hole, it seems, has no memory. It does not remember what it once was. Still, the universe remembers. When two black holes collide, they shake the fabric of space-time itself. Ripples spread outward, gravitational waves, echoing through the cosmos like the ring of a distant bell. In 2015, we heard them for the first time. Detectors on Earth caught the faintest tremor, smaller than an atom's width, as two ancient black holes merged a billion light-years away. The sound was not a sound at all, but a frequency felt through space and time. And it told us, the universe moves, it breathes, it sings. For a brief instant, those merging black holes released more energy than every star and every galaxy combined. Then they became one, a new, larger shadow drifting silently onward. And somewhere out there, countless others do the same. Invisible dances, unseen by eyes but felt by the very fabric of existence. Close your eyes now. Imagine those ripples passing through you. They do, every day, faint and harmless, but real. Tiny vibrations that remind you that everything, even you, is part of the cosmic sea. And in that sea, black holes are the deepest currents, still water, infinite in depth. You cannot see their bottom, but you can feel the pull. Once we thought black holes only destroyed. Now we know they also create. Around the edges of supermassive black holes in the centers of galaxies, matter spins so fast that it shines brighter than billions of suns. These glowing maelstroms are called quasars. They are powered by the hunger of black holes. As gas and dust spiral inward, friction heats them until they blaze across the universe. Some quasars are so distant that their light began its journey before Earth even formed. When you look at one through a telescope, you are seeing a message from the dawn of time. But the story doesn't end there. The energy released by these black holes can push against the gas in galaxies, shaping where stars are born. They don't just consume, they sculpt. Without them, galaxies might never settle into their familiar spirals. They might never find balance. Our own Milky Way is calm now, but it likely went through such fiery youth. Our central black hole blazing as a quasar before falling silent. Now, it waits quietly, feeding only on the occasional cloud that drifts too close. Every so often, astronomers spot a star wandering near Sagittarius A star. Its orbit takes centuries, and yet we can watch it curve around the invisible. Its speed, its path, all whisper of the dark mass it circles. That's how we measured our galaxy's heart, not by sight, but by motion. Even light itself feels that pull. If it passes near a black hole, it bends, curved by gravity's hand. Sometimes a black hole perfectly aligns with a distant star, and the starlight splits into rings or arcs. These are called Einstein rings, beautiful distortions that show the shape of space-time itself. So black holes, these supposed destroyers, become lenses, magnifying the universe beyond them. They let us see galaxies otherwise too faint, too far away. From the deepest shadow, they offer us light. Pause and imagine it. A darkness that reveals brightness, an emptiness that gives shape to everything around it. That is the paradox of the cosmos. In the silence between stars, even the void has purpose. Black holes don't live forever. They fade. Slowly, imperceptibly, they release a faint energy, Hawking radiation. Stephen Hawking discovered it through the strange dance of quantum physics. Particles flicker into existence near the event horizon. Usually they vanish again in an instant, but sometimes one particle falls inward while the other escapes. To the universe, it looks as if the black hole has emitted a spark of energy. Over countless eons, this whisper of radiation steals mass from the black hole. Eventually, it will shrink, fade, and vanish in a final flash of light. Even the darkest things must end. Even the deepest silence must one day break. And perhaps, when the last black hole breathes its final breath, the universe will exhale and begin again. No one knows what lies beyond that. Perhaps new physics, perhaps new creation. But until then, the black holes will sleep, their hearts beating slowly in the background of eternity. Look up now. The night sky is full of them, invisible giants, holding galaxies together, shaping the paths of stars and the course of time. They are not to be feared. They are reminders of balance, of stillness within motion, of endings within beginnings. And so you rest too, like a quiet star circling in the dark, your breath matching the rhythm of the cosmos. For a moment, you and the universe are the same, and everything is wonderfully still. Some say black holes are the shape of nothing at all, but in truth, they are the shape of everything that falls into them. Space bends around them like silk drawn toward a drain. The closer you get, the more it curves, until the very notion of direction loses meaning. Up, down, inside, outside, they blur together like watercolor in the dark. Physicists often describe a black hole not by what it is, but by how it acts. It is not an object sitting in space. It is a distortion of space itself. A place where geometry becomes emotion, infinite, patient, absolute. And though we imagine them as perfect spheres, they are more complex. If a black hole spins, it drags space around with it, twisting it into spirals. This effect, called frame dragging, means that near a rotating black hole, even light must swirl with the flow. The faster it spins, the flatter it becomes, bulging at the equator like a cosmic whirlpool. Some rotate so quickly that the edge of their event horizon moves near the speed of light. At the poles of such black holes, something extraordinary happens. Energy can escape, not from within the horizon, but from the region around it, called the ergosphere. Here, matter can steal energy from the black hole's spin and fling it outward as jets of light and plasma. Some of these jets stretch for thousands of light years, bright enough to outshine entire galaxies, and so even from darkness, light can be born. Close your eyes and imagine one of those jets, streaming silently through intergalactic night, a river of starlight flowing from the mouth of shadow. In the vast balance of the cosmos, nothing is ever truly wasted. Energy changes form, matter transforms, stars die, and black holes bloom from their ashes. Destruction and creation, the same quiet breath. Pause, and let that thought drift through you, like a slow current beneath still water. The equations of general relativity are beautiful and strange. When Einstein's mathematics first predicted black holes, it also hinted at their opposite, a gateway, a tunnel through space-time itself. We call these hypothetical paths wormholes. If black holes are cosmic drains, wormholes could be bridges, connecting distant parts of the universe, or even one universe to another. Imagine two black holes linked by a hidden corridor, light falling into one and emerging from the other, time folding neatly in between. It sounds like science fiction, but in mathematics it is perfectly possible, though nature might not allow it for long. Such bridges, if they ever formed, would collapse almost instantly. Gravity is too greedy and the tunnel too unstable. Some theorists dream of stabilizing them with exotic matter, particles with negative energy that could prop open the passage, but such matter has never been found. Still, the dream remains. We call the most famous of these ideas the Einstein-Rosen bridge, a mirror between two black holes. It is as elegant as it is ephemeral. If wormholes exist, they might connect moments, not just places. Past and future, side by side, like pages in a book. Perhaps somewhere in the infinite dark, light has already made the journey, flickering briefly from one universe to another before fading back into silence. And even if wormholes are only theory, their story reminds us how strange and flexible reality can be. That time and space are not cages, but fabric, and fabric can always be folded. Breathe in, and picture it. A corridor made of night, opening between stars, held together by nothing but mathematics and wonder. Then breathe out, and let it go. The universe doesn't need to be practical to be beautiful. It only needs to be vast enough for dreaming. When a black hole swallows something, a star, a planet, a whisper of light. What happens to the information it contained? In our world, information cannot be destroyed. Every particle's spin, charge, and state leave an imprint on the universe. But black holes complicate that promise. If all that detail falls beyond the event horizon, does it vanish? Does the universe forget? Stephen Hawking once thought so. He believed information could truly disappear into a black hole, an idea that shook physics to its core. Because if information can be lost, then the fundamental rules of the cosmos unravel. For decades, scientists argued. Some believed information might be smeared across the horizon itself, encoded like light on a hologram. Others thought it might leak out slowly through Hawking radiation, hidden in patterns too subtle for us to yet decode. Today, most physicists believe the information is not destroyed, only transformed. That the event horizon is not a barrier, but a veil that hides the data in quantum whispers. This leads to a profound idea, the holographic principle. It suggests that everything inside a region of space can be described by information stored on its surface. Like a cosmic projection, three-dimensional reality painted on a two-dimensional skin. If true, then perhaps the universe itself is holographic. Perhaps everything we touch, see, and feel is information written on the horizon of existence. And black holes are the ultimate proof. They are the universe's hard drives, the most efficient way to store information ever conceived. You are listening now to that idea drift past your mind like a comet. That reality, at its deepest level, may be a grand recording of itself. No moment truly gone, no word truly lost. And for a heartbeat, that thought feels infinite. In 2019, humanity saw the unseeable. The first photograph of a black hole's shadow, a glowing ring of light orbiting a darkness beyond measure. It was taken by the Event Horizon Telescope, a planet-wide network of observatories acting as one enormous eye. They gazed at a galaxy 55 million light-years away, Messier 87, and caught the faint outline of its heart. That ring, that orange halo, was not imagination. It was proof. Proof that Einstein was right. Proof that black holes live not only in equations, but in the sky. When people first saw the image, some cried. Some laughed softly, like they'd just seen the face of something ancient and kind. A hole in the fabric of space, outlined by light that barely escaped. Since then, the telescope has turned its gaze toward our own galactic center, toward Sagittarius A star. And there too, we saw the same ring, the same gentle shadow, the same confirmation that we are part of something immense. It is humbling to realize. A creature made of atoms, sitting on a tiny blue world, can look across time and witness the dance of gravity itself. The universe is watching itself through our eyes, and perhaps, through black holes, it listens. They are not monsters, but memories, places where time rests and waits. They remind us that endings are not emptiness. They are transformation. So tonight, as you drift towards sleep, imagine that you too are part of that cosmic story, that your breath is a ripple in space-time, that your dreams are light bending gently around the horizon of your mind. Let the darkness hold you softly. Let the stars whisper goodnight. And in their silence, remember, the universe has never been empty. It is full of quiet miracles, hiding in the dark, waiting to be seen. Every story in the universe moves toward quiet. Even the fiercest light, even the most perfect shadow must one day fade. Black holes, for all their power, are not eternal. They breathe so slowly that it takes longer than the age of everything we know. But they do breathe. Through a process called Hawking radiation, tiny fluctuations in the quantum field let particles flicker at the edge of the horizon. Sometimes one of the pair slips away before gravity can pull it back. To the cosmos, it looks as if the black hole itself has sighed, a single spark drifting outward. For small black holes, this sigh is louder. For the supermassive ones, it is almost silence. Trillions upon trillions of years may pass before they truly shrink. The universe will have gone dark by then, stars extinguished, galaxies gone cold. And in that last twilight, only the black holes will remain, glowing faintly in microwave whispers, their heat the final memory of creation. Eventually, one by one, they will vanish too. No explosion, no drama. Just a soft, final shimmer, like the end of a dream you never quite remember. Imagine that endless night. A universe without stars, only the memory of them. And yet somehow, it is peaceful. Because even endings are part of the balance. They make room for what might come next. If black holes pull everything in, what would happen if the universe made their opposites? The equations allow for them, objects that can only push things away. We call them white holes. A white hole would be impossible to enter, but it would pour out light, matter, and energy endlessly. Nothing could cross its boundary from outside, and everything within would be expelled. No one has seen one. They may never exist, but mathematics leaves the door ajar. Some theorists suggest that a white hole could be what remains, after a black hole finishes evaporating, a final out-breath of the cosmos. Others imagine each black hole connected to a white hole elsewhere, matter falling in on one side and spilling out into another universe entirely. A cosmic fountain, endlessly circulating creation. The idea is not proven, but in the language of dreams, it feels right, as if the universe too inhales and exhales. Pause, and picture that rhythm. The inhale of gravity, the exhale of light, everything breathing, slowly, together. Perhaps you are hearing that breath now, hidden beneath the hum of the stars. There are many visions of how our universe might end. Some imagine it stretching forever, a heat death, where energy spreads so thin that nothing can happen anymore. In that far future silence, black holes will be the final actors on the cosmic stage. They will evaporate and their warmth will join the thin, cold background of radiation. Others think the universe might one day reverse, that gravity will pull everything back inward, a big crunch, collapsing time itself into a single point before rebirth. And a few dream of the big bounce, a universe that expands, collapses, and expands again, like a heartbeat too slow for us to feel. Whichever ending waits, black holes will be there, guiding matter toward the next beginning. They are not villains or voids, they are recycling centers of existence. Stars fall in, but their essence is not lost. It becomes the fabric of new creation. Perhaps somewhere beyond our perception, what falls into one black hole emerges from another, remade, renewed, part of another dawn. And maybe that is true for us as well. Each dream, each thought collapsing into sleep, then re-emerging as light in another morning. So rest easy, traveler. You are part of that endless cycle, a small echo of a grand rhythm that never stops. What do black holes teach us besides the mathematics of gravity and light? They teach humility. They remind us that there are horizons we cannot cross, mysteries we must admire without solving. They teach patience, because even eternity moves at its own pace and the universe never hurries. They teach unity. Everything, even darkness, is connected. Each atom that falls in carries the history of stars, of oceans, of hands, of hearts. Nothing truly disappears. It only changes its language. When you stare into the idea of a black hole, you are staring into your own limits and finding peace there. It is comforting to know that the universe does not demand understanding from us. It only invites us to witness, to breathe, to drift, and to wonder. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the pull of gravity, gentle and kind. It's not just in the stars, it's in you, holding you to the earth, anchoring you in existence. You are made of the same atoms that burn in suns and collapse into black holes. You are the universe, dreaming of itself. And as the night deepens and the last traces of thought dissolve, remember, the cosmos is vast, but it is also quiet. And in that quiet, you are safe. You are infinite. You are home. Black holes are not wanderers alone, they are architects. At the center of nearly every galaxy rests a supermassive one, its gravity quietly arranging the stars. When galaxies were young, their cores blazed as quasars, bright enough to light the early universe. The black hole's pull shaped the gas around it, and from that dance, spirals and clusters emerged. Even now, the Milky Way turns under the steady guidance of the darkness at its heart. Without that pull, stars might drift aimlessly, never forming the patterns we see tonight. Astronomers watch this cosmic choreography through radio and infrared eyes, tracing arcs of dust that swirl like golden ribbons around the invisible center. Sometimes the black hole flares, not in anger, but in brief exhalations of energy, as matter brushes too close and vaporizes into light. Those flickers travel for tens of thousands of years before they find us, a distant heartbeat across time. Pause, and imagine that slow rhythm, a galaxy breathing once every 1,000 ages, its pulse steady, eternal. We cannot see black holes easily, so we learn to listen instead. The Event Horizon Telescope gathers whispers of radio light. LIGO and Virgo listen for gravitational waves. Other observatories wait for high-energy neutrinos, ghostly particles that pass through planets as though through air. Each instrument is a sense the Earth has grown, a new way to touch the infinite. When two black holes collide, the signal arrives faint and pure, a tiny stretch in the fabric of reality. The detectors move less than the width of a proton, and yet they sing back to us. Something enormous has just happened. In those moments, we are not separate from the cosmos. We are its audience. It hums, and we hum in return. Scientists spend years turning those small vibrations into stories, measures of mass, spin, distance. But beneath the data lies something simpler, a feeling of awe. That hum means we belong to a living universe, one that still surprises us. So close your eyes and listen. There is music even in silence, You just have to be still long enough to hear it. Light never truly vanishes. It only bends, delays, and transforms. Around black holes, photons trace circles again and again, some escaping after long detours, others lost forever. These loops create shimmering echoes, patterns astronomers call photon rings. If you could hover safely nearby, you would see multiple reflections of the same star on the horizon's edge. A hall of mirrors made of gravity itself. Every reflection arrives a little later, as if the universe were replaying its own memory. And in those delays, we can read information about space, time, and the spin of the whole. It is almost as though the black hole whispers its secrets in the language of light. When we study those echoes, we learn not just about the abyss, but about the structure of reality, how light and gravity converse. Pause, and picture that conversation continuing long after we are gone. A quiet exchange between forces older than stars. Even silence leaves ripples. Even darkness remembers the brightness it once held. For all their scale, black holes are also mirrors for us. Every discovery we make about them reflects a piece of ourselves. Our curiosity, our need to understand, our ability to look into the unknown and feel wonder instead of fear. When we first imagined them, they were monsters. Now we see them as teachers. They reveal patience, balance, inevitability. Astronomers spend nights under cold domes, listening to data streams that whisper faintly of infinity. Poets and dreamers turn those numbers into metaphors, and in doing so, bridge science and soul. Black holes unite opposites, science and art, death and rebirth, presence and absence. They remind us that mystery is not failure. It is the natural state of being alive. So as you rest, think of the minds and hearts that built telescopes, equations, and dreams, all trying to touch something they could never hold. Their search continues inside you. Each breath, each heartbeat, is another small observation of the universe. And tonight, as you drift toward sleep, know that you are part of the same exploration. A traveler of inner space, listening to the quiet gravity of your own thoughts. Time is not a river, it is an ocean. It moves in tides pulled by gravity's invisible hand. Near a black hole, those tides deepen. Seconds stretch like waves reaching for shore. Moments that feel brief to you could last for centuries elsewhere. If you hovered just above the event horizon, you would see the universe above you speeding forward. Stars aging, galaxies spinning, while you drift almost still. And from their vantage, you would appear frozen. A figure caught between motion and stillness, between now and forever. It is not a trap, but a lesson. Time is flexible, and so are we. Our memories, our dreams, our stories bend and curve the same way. Every memory you keep is its own small gravity, pulling you gently backward, while every hope draws you ahead. Pause, and let those tides meet in your breath. The past inhales, the future exhales. You float between them, calm, weightless, whole. Once, long ago, before stars and dust, the universe was pure light, dense, uniform, waiting to expand. When the first black holes formed, they gave that light shape. Their gravity carved valleys in the fabric of space-time, and photons began to dance in curved paths, learning the rhythm of creation. Even now, black holes sculpt the motion of light, turning beams into spirals and spirals into patterns. They are the choreographers of illumination. Every photograph, every sunrise is possible because space learned to bend. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as a single photon, sliding past a horizon, spinning once, twice, then racing free again into the night. That is what it means to be alive in a universe like ours, to fall toward darkness, to learn its contours, and to emerge brighter than before. Breathe in light, breathe out shadow. They need each other, and so do we. What happens to memory when the matter that held it disappears? Physicists say information cannot be lost. Even when atoms scatter, their pattern lingers somewhere, encoded in the fabric of reality. Perhaps the universe remembers everything, every song ever sung, every heartbeat, every spark of curiosity that once lit a human mind. Black holes test that promise. They swallow matter completely, yet the memory remains imprinted on their horizons, in subtle vibrations and quantum traces. Maybe that is true for us as well. When we change, when time erases what we were, something remains, a ripple in the field of being. You are leaving such ripples now, in the air you move, in the warmth you share, in the gravity of kindness and thought. No action is wasted, no love vanishes. Everything becomes part of the quiet record the universe keeps for itself. Pause and feel that continuity, your small, luminous history woven into cosmic memory. Far in the future, long after stars have dimmed, only black holes will remain, slowly cooling, quietly humming. Their song will be low, too low for any ear, too long for any lifetime. Then even they will fade, their heat dissolving into the thin, even background of eternity. That sounds like an ending, but perhaps it is only a pause. When silence becomes perfect, new beginnings often hide inside it. The universe may inhale again, collapsing its calm into a new spark, and from that spark, light will return. Until then, stillness will reign, gentle, vast, unhurried. You can practice that stillness now. Let your thoughts drift outward, past the edges of time and sound. Let them rest, like dust settling on a quiet world. In the hush that follows, feel the gravity of peace. It holds you, soft and certain, like the orbit of a planet around its star. And in that calm orbit, sleep comes naturally, a tiny echo of the universe returning to rest. After the stars go out, the sky will not be empty, only quiet. Planets will drift like pale stones through frozen airless dark. Their orbits will widen as galaxies stretch thin. Between those faint embers, black holes will wander, silent shepherds of the last light. Every so often they will meet, and their collision will send one final ripple through the still sea of space-time. Those ripples will move forever, though no one remains to feel them. They will simply be motion for motion's sake, a pulse that says, the universe once breathed. Close your eyes. Listen for that echo. It is faint, but it's there, woven into the hush between heartbeats. Imagine floating then, long after the lights have faded. There is no up or down, only the slow drift of perspective. You pass the remains of a galaxy, a cloud of dark matter, a few cold stars still circling a hidden mass. Even in that darkness there is pattern, like frost tracing a window pane. Space will have cooled to a fraction above absolute zero. Time itself will lose urgency, unraveling into endless patience. If thought could exist that far ahead, it would not be restless. It would hum softly, content to observe the calm. Perhaps that is what black holes teach us. That peace is not the absence of motion, but the perfect rhythm of stillness. Let that rhythm settle into you. Each breath slower, each muscle lighter, the body turning weightless, like a planet freed from orbit. When a black hole's last warmth escapes, it releases a final shimmer, a quiet flare of radiation. In that instant, the information it carried returns to the cosmos, scattered and free. It is a rebirth so subtle that no witness could notice. Yet it matters, because every ending is a beginning in disguise. If the universe ever breathes again, that faint radiation may seed the next creation. New space, new time, new stars written from the ashes of the old. You and I, and every thought that ever was, will drift within that renewal, transformed but continuous. The same melody played in a new key. Pause, and feel how gentle that possibility is. Not dramatic, not loud, just inevitable, like dawn. Eventually even imagination rests. Every story finds its quiet coda. As the last waves fade, space folds back into itself, and all that remains is a field of possibility, a soft hum of being. You are part of that field. You always have been. The atoms in your breath once lived in stars, and in the gravity that ended them. Now those same atoms return to stillness, singing low, almost inaudible. Let yourself become that silence. Not empty, but full of calm meaning. The black hole's lesson is simple. Surrender is not loss. To let go is to join the wider pattern, to flow with what has always been. So breathe out slowly. Let the universe carry you. No need to reach for sleep. You are already there, floating in endless night, safe, weightless, infinite. Close your eyes and look inward. Behind the lids, there is another kind of sky, a sky of memory and imagination. Neurons flash like distant suns, their signals curving through the dark matter of thought. Your mind is a galaxy folded small, carrying echoes of everything you've seen and felt. When you dream, you create gravity of your own. Images and feelings orbit each other, forming tiny systems of meaning. You fall toward them, float around them, and emerge changed. Some philosophers say the universe is conscious, that awareness arises wherever complexity gathers. If so, then each of us is a flicker of the cosmos waking up to itself. Black holes mirror that idea. They hide their secrets behind a horizon, as we do. Outside observers see only the surface. Inside, a private infinity unfolds. Pause here. Feel how quiet the mind becomes when it realizes it is part of something immeasurable. Thought itself has weight, not in kilograms but in consequence. Every idea curves the space around it, drawing other ideas close, shaping the flow of imagination. Our discoveries about black holes began as thoughts too heavy to ignore. They pulled minds together, until entire generations revolved around them. In that way, thinking is its own kind of gravity. You feel it now, the pull of curiosity, the orbit of wonder. Let your thoughts drift slowly, as though moving through deep water. Let them circle once or twice, then dissolve into stillness. Even silence is thinking, just slower, a language of rest. When the body sleeps, the mind explores its own multiverse. Each dream a pocket universe, born, lived, and forgotten in moments. They follow strange physics. Time folds, distance bends, and emotion replaces gravity. Inside dreams, we test possibilities. We become light. We fall through endless night. We meet ourselves on the other side of understanding. Perhaps the cosmos dreams too. Each galaxy a fleeting vision in an infinite consciousness. Black holes could be the moments when the dream deepens, folding back into itself to rest. As you listen, notice how your breathing aligns with that idea. Inward, expansion, outward, return. The universe dreams through you. Every black hole has an event horizon, and so do we, the edge of what we can know. Beyond that line lies mystery, and mystery is gentle. It asks nothing except our quiet attention. You don't need to understand everything to belong to it. A single heartbeat is enough to prove you are part of the whole. When we study the horizon of a black hole, we learn humility. When we approach the horizon of thought, we learn peace. Rest at that boundary now. Let questions drift away like faint stars. Let answers dissolve before they harden. All that remains is awareness itself. A calm, luminous gravity that holds everything together. Breathe there for a moment, and feel the universe breathe back. Every journey ends at a horizon. You have crossed many tonight, from light into shadow, from sound into silence, from thinking into being. Beyond this last horizon, there are no facts to gather, only calm. Imagine drifting toward a black hole's edge. The stars stretch into soft lines, like brushstrokes of silver on velvet. Gravity is not frightening, it is tender, a steady hand guiding you inward. You cross the boundary without effort, without fear. Time slows until it becomes a single, endless moment. In that stillness you realize, you are not falling into darkness, you are becoming part of light that cannot escape. Light that has chosen to rest. At the center of everything there is silence. It is not the silence of absence, but of balance, where every force cancels perfectly, and all motion becomes calm. Inside a black hole, the equations dissolve. Inside yourself, so do the worries. You don't need to solve anything now. You don't need to hold the universe together. It already is. Feel your breath deepen. Each inhale opens space. Each exhale softens gravity. The quiet center welcomes you, the way a star welcomes night around it, the way sleep welcomes thought home. You have reached the singularity of rest, where everything that mattered and everything that didn't are one and the same. The universe hums a lullaby older than sound. It vibrates through every atom, a rhythm so slow you feel it more than hear it. Galaxies sway to it. Planets drift in its tempo. Your heartbeat keeps time with it. If you could translate that vibration into music, it would be the softest note imaginable, stretching across billions of years. That note plays now, through your body, through the air, through the blackness between stars. Let it cradle you. Let it remind you that rest is not separate from life. It is life continuing in another form. You are safe inside that melody as the cosmos rocks itself to sleep. Somewhere far away, a new star will ignite. Its light will travel for ages before finding another dreamer like you. Perhaps it will shine into another sky, another world, another story that begins where this one ends. But for now, there is only the gentle dark. Only the sound of your own breath joining the breath of space. The universe is vast, but tonight it feels small enough to hold you. You are made of its oldest elements: hydrogen, carbon, stardust, memory. You were born from stars and will return to them, not in fire, but in quiet. So let go. Let the body grow heavy. Let thought fade like starlight beyond the horizon. You are drifting now, weightless and warm, carried by the same gravity that binds galaxies. Sleep is waiting, patient as the cosmos itself. Fall inward, slowly, softly, into the calm core of everything. Good night, traveler of light. Good night, sleepy cosmonaut.